What's up YouTube, Edgarkai here, bringing you a custom action figure, this time of a Subject Delta NECA figure from Bioshock. We put some cool LED lights in this guy, and it really changes the figure a lot. Now, this is an old custom that I did a long time ago that I posted years ago. Originally, this was a Subject Omega figure. These figures are pretty hard to come by these days, but when I was in a Toys R Us, rest in peace, a long time ago, I saw a Subject Omega figure on sale. So I bought that and repainted it to look like Subject Delta. Now, it wasn't until recently I replayed Bioshock 2 on the PS4 and fell in love with it all over again. And decided that I wanted to revisit this old custom. So I went online, I saw that there was a tutorial to add LED lights in this figure, and it tells you pretty much everything you need to know. It's by a customizing artist called Saotome. I hope I'm not messing your name up, but I'll definitely put a link to his website and the tutorial for you guys if you want to do this on your own. But nevertheless, let's check this guy out. I revisited the paint a bit. Now that 30, a company called 30, is making a 12-inch scale version of Delta, I had some pretty good reference of a more accurate looking paint job, so I tweaked some things if you've seen my old video. So I made this outer rim area gold. He has some silver coming through the copper on those lines. And just little things like that, like making this little brass part gold and making his knee pads gold and his steel toes silver. So the only thing I'm missing is the drill arm, which I wish I had, but this will do. I'll take the little sister out of here. And I'll show you basically how this works. So he has an LED light in his helmet there. It was originally a warm white, but I had to put a little bit of yellow paint on it so he can glow yellow instead. On the back you can see the switch on the tank here, and it basically switches on and off like that. It is a little crude and obvious. I tried to put it from the inside, but it wasn't working. I couldn't get it to switch. So if I put it in this angle, there are wires in here right in between this tank and the red health tank. You can see two wires in between. That is running directly through the tank and this back piece into the helmet. And there's a battery pack hidden inside. I can remove this and I can replace the batteries. I obviously had to carve out his visor here, which was a solid plastic piece. You know, you drill into a Dremel it, cut it out, and be sure not to cut out the little bars there. And also these two parts you can drill into and just make holes. The inside was painted all silver, so the light can bounce and reflect better. And I didn't glue it back down. I kept it open so I can actually remove this part so you guys can see what he looks like. It's just an empty piece here, so it's perfect space for putting the LED into. Let's go, let's focus back here. And there it is. You can see right here there's just a simple LED light in there. Two wires running through here and into the tank. And you can see it's all silver, and it lights up perfectly. I think it adds a lot of cool value to the figure here. And what I used for the visor, which is all explained in the tutorial, is a Flow Mix 5-minute epoxy, and you basically stuff the inside with cotton balls inside of a Ziploc bag and pour this clear epoxy on there, and after an hour it's going to harden and make like a clear visor there, and it has like a cool little texture on the inside. It's a little foggy, and that's exactly what you want. So I also, while I was at it, did another Big Daddy figure. here is the Big Daddy bouncer here, which is the classic Big Daddy. Now, I've had this guy for a long time. I was lucky to get him on eBay years ago. And he originally lit up. He had 3 lights. He had a green, red, and yellow. And being the adventurer that I am, I took him out to the ocean and different construction sites to take pictures of him, and he fell over in the wind into water, and it fried all of his LEDs. So that stinks. So he hasn't been working for years, but since I was working on this guy, I was like, might as well put an LED in here. Now he can only glow red, which is fine with me. It's cool that he is back to life again, so there's no green or yellow lights. I didn't know anything about soldering or wiring LEDs before this tutorial, so that's a little too advanced for me at the moment to put different lights in him. But he is pretty much the same. I'll take Delta out of here. And his switch is where his original switch was at, that I ripped it apart. Here, you can see it in the middle there. You can see a switch. It's not focusing on it, but it's hidden in between the 2 tanks there. You can see a wire running into the big tank, right? And I can actually pop this top part off, and it's hard to see, but I have the battery pack in there. If I can get you guys to look in there. I will grab my phone for a flashlight. There it is. Okay. You can see I made a really cheap, crude, where does my light go? Battery pack there. I basically made it out of a plastic cup that you would see at a barbecue. You just make a little square box and drill in or screw in these little springs that I got from a pen and solder that to the wire, which goes directly to the light and the switch, which is running on his back. So this isn't a tutorial by any means, but I'm just sharing with you guys a cool custom here. So I'm really happy with the way these guys came out. It's a cool project to learn on the side, teach yourself how to wire things and solder and all that, and plus it just brings your customs to a whole new level. I've been doing customs for a long time, and it's always been just sculpting and painting, but never adding LEDs, and it's something I'm definitely going to explore in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and definitely try it out if you have these guys, and if you're feeling brave to bring them to a whole new level, do it. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.